they didn't tell you this. The car you drive wasn't chosen by you. It was chosen by a ruthless 70-year global war for absolute dominance. As the 1960s begin, American heavy steel completely rules the emerging global highways. Chevrolet and Ford exert an absolute, unquestioned dominance.
Hi, Joe Willows, speaking for the more than 7,000 Chevrolet dealers all over America. You know the name?
Entering 1962, European automakers quietly begin optimizing for fuel efficiency and highly compact designs. A strategic engineering choice that stands in stark contrast to American V8 XS. Volkswagen's Beetle becomes a massive global phenomenon by 1964, securing millions of loyal international drivers, proving that small, efficient engineering can successfully battle American muscle. By 1966, ambitious Japanese brands like Toyota and Nissan are slowly expanding their critical export capabilities. However, these early Eastern efforts remain largely ignored by arrogant Western giants. Detroit feels completely invincible in 1968. General Motors and Ford control the vast majority of the market, arrogantly dismissing the quiet, steady growth of Asian automakers. The 1970s open with a rapidly globalizing market. Toyota successfully surpasses the 1 million export mark, signaling a silent but monumental shift in automotive power.
See your nearby Toyota dealer. Get your hands on a Toyota. You'll never let go.
A geopolitical earthquake hits in 1973. The oil crisis violently quadruples global gas prices virtually overnight. Gas-guzzling American muscle cars suddenly transform into massive, unsustainable financial burdens. Absolute panic grips the global automotive market in 1974. Consumers desperately abandon heavy V8 engines in favor of anything promising better fuel economy.
Monte Carlo by Chevrolet.
Desperate for extreme fuel efficiency in 1976, the world turns its eyes to Toyota, Nissan, and Honda. Their highly reliable, economical engines brutally disrupt the established Western industry. Honda introduces the Accord to absolute global acclaim in 1978. It establishes a brand new, untouchable benchmark for highly reliable, affordable family transportation.
Which one, man?
Rush me, young man.
Heading into the 1980s, the global battle lines are clearly drawn. Toyota aggressively closes the gap on the American giants, establishing a reputation for unbreakable reliability.
The all-new 1980 Toyota Corolla liftback, you'll catch the feeling, the thrill of a Toyota Corolla. New.
Ford initiates a massive, painful corporate restructuring in 1982. They are absolutely desperate to cut costs and improve quality, to counter the relentless Japanese invasion. Detroit fights back with modern innovation, but the Japanese momentum is undeniable by 1984. Cars like Honda's Accord and Toyota's Corolla become the absolute global standard for the middle class. The global consumer market expands heavily through 1988. European makers consolidate their power, while Toyota relentlessly hunts down Ford for the global crown. Fierce globalization defines 1992. Toyota officially surpasses Ford to take the #1 spot globally, marking a historic defeat for the American empire. The Ford F-Series truck solidifies its unshakable position in 1994 as the undisputed king of American sales, keeping Ford fiercely competitive on the brutal global stage.
Four-wheel drive, standard dual airbags, and four-wheel anti-lock disc brakes.
As 1996 arrives, South Korea silently enters the chat. Hyundai begins its slow, steady climb, initially mocked, but relentlessly improving its basic build quality. In 1997, Toyota unveils the Prius hybrid, taking a massive, highly scrutinized technological gamble that will eventually redefine the entire automotive landscape's approach to global emissions. Toyota reigns supreme in the year 2000, cementing its status as the absolute master of lean manufacturing, while the old American guard struggles mightily to adapt. By 2002, Hyundai and Kia begin offering unheard-of 10-year powertrain warranties. This aggressive strategy rapidly captures massive market share from established Japanese and American rivals. A completely new technological threat emerges from the shadows of Silicon Valley. In 2004, a tiny startup called Tesla Motors begins secretly working on high-performance electric vehicles. As 2006 unfolds, highly volatile global oil prices begin to severely hurt massive American SUVs. This painful shift exposes the fatal long-term flaw in Detroit's heavy vehicle profit strategy.
Better, the 2014 Escape, only $4.
The brutal financial crisis of 2008 absolutely devastates the heart of Detroit. General Motors and Chrysler face catastrophic bankruptcy, requiring massive government bailouts to barely survive. Entering 2010, the global market violently resets. Volkswagen Group sets an incredibly aggressive, ruthless internal goal: to permanently dethrone Toyota as the world's largest automaker. Volkswagen begins a highly capitalized global expansion strategy in 2012. Meanwhile, the South Korean twins, Hyundai and Kia, firmly establish themselves as top-tier global players.
Mom? Stay with me.
In 2014, Tesla launches its autopilot feature, sending massive shockwaves through the legacy industry, proving to the world that software is the true future of automotive value. The software era violently invades the traditional automotive space. By 2016, Tesla's highly anticipated Model 3 begins turning the electric vehicle market into an absolute mainstream global obsession. In 2018, Tesla faces notorious production hell, but successfully scales the Model 3 globally. This monumental achievement proves that an electric vehicle startup can genuinely master mass manufacturing. Global supply chains completely shattered during the 2020 pandemic lockdown. As legacy automakers suffer massive chip shortages, Tesla's hyper-integrated tech approach allows it to scale at terrifying speeds. The EV revolution officially arrives in 2022 as Tesla violently enters the top 10 globally. But looking east, a Chinese battery giant named BYD is preparing an unstoppable tidal wave. BYD explodes onto the global stage in 2024, terrifying Western manufacturing executives, offering cutting-edge EVs at unbeatable prices. They brutally bypass legacy automakers and immediately threaten the top three. The The century of the combustion engine officially ends by 2026. Toyota fiercely fights to hold the crown, while BYD and Tesla permanently rewrite the rules of the road.